One cause of the late 19th century Industrial Revolution boom was the use of electricity. Electricity, of course, is in nature, and for centuries people have sought to exploit it. Benjamin Franklin famously sought to prove that lightning was electricity and did his famous kite flying experiment. Franklin, by the way, later invented the lightning rod, which prevented thousands of fires. In any event, electricity soon became a great power source for the Industrial Revolution machines. The first person that was able to actually harness the power of electricity in any productive way was, of course, Thomas Alva Edison in the late 19th century. Edison had only 6 months of formal education. He started his career early selling papers and candies on trains, but soon learned about telegraphs, which sparked his interest in electricity, and he began to make a lot of improvements in telegraph transmissions. In the late 1870s, Edison invented the phonograph and the incandescent light bulb, both with tremendous implications not only for the economy but for society. They were both using electricity for the first time. In the following years, Edison patented over 1,000 inventions. Included were things like the storage battery, the dictaphone, and the motion picture, just to name some of them. All of them, of course, used electricity. In 1882, Edison formed the Edison Electric Illuminating Company, and he began by supplying electricity to 85 customers in New York City. He actually got financial backing from the great banker J.P. Morgan. And now, of course, electricity was a source of energy for his clients. In 1884, another invention helped encourage the use of electricity. Charles Parsons patented a steam turbine, which was great help because it was able to slow down the high-pressure steam without the loss of power. In previous attempts at making a steam turbine, the steam pressure was too high for turning the rotary turbine, which would then break. And when they would turn down the pressure, the steam pressure, there was not enough pressure there to turn the rotary turbine fast enough to make electricity. But with Charles Parsons' invention, the steam turbine could produce just enough pressure to make electricity. Another source of new electricity was started in 1894, 10 years later, when the first hydroelectric dam was established at Niagara Falls, New York. And by harnessing the power of water to turn the turbines, electricity could be created that way too. Edison, however, he still had a problem. He used direct current, DC current, which couldn't provide enough voltage and couldn't be carried long enough. It could only be carried like a mile or two with electrical wires to be useful in supplying, large cities. It would have taken hundreds of different power plants of direct current to supply all of New York City. Coming to the rescue was George Westinghouse, who employed the alternating current, or AC current, which was originally developed by Nikola Tesla. Tesla's alternating current allowed power plants to produce, electricity at very high voltages for use, and Westinghouse then employed transformers at various points in the transmission lines, which would reduce and distribute the voltage for smaller commercial and home use. Edison continued to insist that his direct current was the future, but it was Westinghouse's alternating current plan that ultimately came to be adopted around the country. Certainly, J.P. Morgan, who had bought Carnegie Steel Company and made United States Steel, he saw the future, and he had originally supported Edison, but he began to switch sides and put his money behind Westinghouse, and they formed a new company using alternating current called General Electric Company, GE. It soon monopolized electricity in New York City and rapidly extended to urban areas in other parts of the country. By 1900, entrepreneurs around the country were replacing less efficient and dangerous overhead shafting and drive belts in machinery with simple electric motors. Inventors were continuing to find new things that could be done with electricity, and factories are very quickly going to adapt electricity to run their machines. With the cheap available electricity, productivity skyrocketed. I should note that one of the examples of these new type of machines was the first electric elevators were installed in New York City and Chicago in the 1880s by the Otis Elevator Company, which again encouraged the use of skyscrapers, allowed for skyscrapers. In any event, this concludes the section on the use of electricity as a cause of the Industrial Revolution boom.